Is this on? It is on. Okay, right. Hello. My name is Elliot Stewart. Yours isn't, but never mind. I'm here outside in what can only be described as the outside, as opposed to the inside of where I'm at. But I know where it's at, or it being me, or where I am right now, is, of course, Dino World. A whole world full of dinosaurs. I mean, there's nothing but dinosaurs here, apart from obviously the toilets and the whatever that is. So my job every day is to make sure that everything is absolutely up to a certain standard, but not great, but not overwhelming. So today I will be mucking out the dinosaurs, and that's not a euphemism. Literally, they do need mucking out. They get themselves covered in lots of muck and ooze and bits of green stuff. Not entirely sure what it is. So I have this. Hang on, I'll just lift it up for me. Now it's sort of metal with kind of prongs at one end and prongs at the other end and prongs in the middle. Mainly it's an enormous spiky prong, which is a terrible name for a band. But I use this to make sure that dinosaurs know who's in control, because it's them and they're bigger than me. But I poke them with it in a humorous way. They laugh at me. I mean, I think it's a laugh. I mean, dinosaurs, when they laugh, it tends to be sort of rattling around inside their lungs, and it sort of moves along their body and comes out somewhere, and normally with a bit of a spurt or a splump. And I wipe the splump off and I start all over again. So day one, when I first got here in Dino World, it was obvious to me that the park itself was lacking something. Me. Other than that, it needed a little bit more warmth. I know dinosaurs are cold-blooded, but in that sense that they are quite chilled out. So much so that people come to see them and they're just lying there, not doing anything. And that's the people. The people are just lying there, not doing anything. The dinosaurs, they are leaping, jumping, collecting, scraping, all the verbs you can think of. Because Verbosaurus is, of course, not a dinosaur, but it could be. I mean, for me, most of all, dinosaurs are big and green, and so is that thing that's just appeared under my armpit. So I've taken it to the doctor. I've left it with them to, just have a little poke at it. So I am one armpit down, to be honest, which is also a great name for a band. But when it comes down to it, dinosaurs do have a friend that they know can be with them all the time. It is the Great Orb. Now, the Great Orb was essentially another word for the not-so-great orb, but it made the orb feel better about themselves. But the religious aspects of a dinosaur have never really been looked at, because it's not a nice thing to say, because dinosaurs traditionally have very, very small brains. And we don't want to give the impression that people who are religious are similar. So it's always been hidden in history, deep down into the ground, into the earth, that dinosaurs had any kind of spiritual growth within themselves. So taking this into consideration, I do make sure that every day the dinosaurs are blessed with some holy water. I've got a bucket of it here. Hang on. Here we go. I've got a bucket of it here, this holy water. It smells a bit, it's got bits in it, but the dinosaurs like to be washed with this. So I'm going to have to climb up this ladder now. Whoa, here we go. Right now I'm right at the top of the Giraffosaurus. It's got a very long neck. People often ask me, why has it got a very long neck? I say because its feet smell. Not entirely true, but it's a funny joke, I hope. So I'm just going to take the bucket now, and there you go. And so Bob's Your Uncle, which is obviously a great name for a band. What I can say, though, about dinosaurs is that a lot of people think when you go to the gift shop and buy something, that it doesn't have voodoo qualities, but it does. Every teeny tiny little plastic dinosaur that you buy, if you move it around, the distant stomping sound that you can hear is a T-Rex being lifted up and shifted by the power of voodoo that you do so well. So when you do buy a child a dinosaur, make sure you realise that it will affect the real life dinosaurs. Now, the last time I was at Dino World, I think just before November, there had been a bit of a worry that there had been some prehistoric woodworm creeping into the manager's into the managers. So that aside, my job was to remove the said woodworm with a scraping spoon, which I've lost it now. It was here. Oh dear. You see, now this scraping spoon here has got tooth marks on it, nibbled all the way around there. Now, I think that's either the manager nipping and napping at it with their teeth, or, the dinosaurs have been at this. Dinosaurs love cutlery. There was no such thing as cutlery in their day, so they really do enjoy the novelty of seeing, these little sporky things or little spoony things. There were knives and spears and stuff in cavemen times, but there wasn't anything to eat with. So even if you did catch a saber-toothed tiger and make a soup out of it, you had to lift up the bowl with your hand and pour it over yourself. And as much as that was quite repellent, and it did cause you to sort of shiver all night long, it did make you smell slightly of oxtail soup, which cannot be a bad thing. Anyway, so how do I feel about dinosaurs on the whole? I try and keep dinosaurs away from my hole, to be honest, because it's my personal hole that I keep things in. Pencils, pens, gloves, glasses are just things I'm listing right now. What I keep in my hole, I'm keeping a secret. So, but thank you, Auntie, for letting me record this little diary for you. You can use it however you like. I mean, if you make a recording of it on a tiny tape, you can use that tape as a bookmark or as a doorstop or however you'd like to. Okay, and hopefully I will be joining you for the show very soon.